It's that time once again, everyone's favorite time of the year. Expansion time! Nothing gets us more excited than thinking about what new cards may be announced, while looking at how broken the cards that were announced are. Then of course theorizing all of those meta-defining tier 1 decks we're going to make when the cards finally come out. Hearthstone announced their latest expansion, Scholomance Academy, set to release on August 6th. This set has some extremely bold new keywords, and even newer cards that can be used in 2 different classes. In this video, we're going to be doing a brief overview of the newest and latest expansion coming to Hearthstone. Before we jump into it though, make sure to subscribe to the Tempo Strategy channel for all the latest and greatest strategy-based videos. Hearthstone, Runeterra, Shadowverse, you name it, we've got it. Now let's go get some Hearthstone lessons at this infamous academy. Scholomance Academy has a very unique theme compared to some of the previous expansions that we've seen. It seems to put an emphasis on the whimsical idea of developing your magical prowess through spells and goofy versions of school attributes like freshmen or something like tutors. This makes it seem as if there's going to be a very important emphasis on spells working hand in hand with the various minions introduced in this set. One of the main ways we see this being implemented is inside the new keyword Spellburst. Spellburst is a new mechanic that activates the first time a spell is played, while the card with Spellburst is currently on the board. In the case of Wretched Tutor, the first time a spell is played after Wretched Tutor is on the board, 2 damage will be dealt to all other minions. Not only does this make tons of sense thematically, it also generates a healthy and new way of thinking about playing an individual's cards. Decisions will need to be made about whether it's more beneficial to utilize Spellburst cards with a spell immediately, or if it is more beneficial to tempo a minion out, forcing the threat of Spellburst rather than actually using it immediately. This also gives their opponent options to either play around the Spellburst they see currently, or addressing the threat before it ever becomes a problem. This whole concept of back and forth seems like a very healthy way to play the game. Giving many decisions to both the defensive and offensive player leads to some great games where players can be punished or rewarded for their actions. It's going to be interesting to see where exactly Spellburst will go. Potentially there could be some very strong late game Spellburst tools that get announced at a later date. Spellburst isn't the only cool concept, however. Dual class cards are also finding their way into the academy. Some players may remember a long, and I mean long time ago, where the Hearthstone team introduced a couple of cards that could be played across 3 different classes. Most notably was Kazakis, a very powerful Highlander tool that could be played in either Mage, Warlock, or Priest. The team has decided to revisit this concept in a different way. In Scholomance Academy, there are going to be 40 dual class cards. These cards have a specific arrangement that you can see here. They stated that they want to combine the strengths and benefits of 2 different classes together in order to highlight the strengths and how they can work together. Wand Thief is a great example of this. Being both a mage and rogue card, it has combo, discover a mage spell. Spells are something that both mage and rogue have been notorious for utilization. In the case of rogue also thrives on the stealing aspect of some of its cards. Wand Thief not only fits it thematically, but also helps with generating activators for cards like Vendetta, while being able to discover a specific card rather than getting a completely random one. While in mage, decks like what was known as Cyclone Mage will reliably be able to utilize combo and generate multiple mage spells. It's going to be interesting to see the multiple different combinations they come up with over the course of the teasers and card releases. So many classes have the ability to work extremely well together, and it's going to be awesome to see some of them finally working together in some capacity. Studies may be something that gets overlooked by this exciting nature of everything else currently being announced. However, they may become some of the more powerful tools from the expansion. Studies are cards that discover another card and reduce the mana cost of the card type discovered. The prime example we have currently is Nature Studies. Discover a spell, your next one costs 1 less. This is really cool with the whole academy aspect, but also gives classes and decks versatility. Being able to discover something specific has typically been very useful, but when you add a discount onto it as well, that can be deadly. Just look at Primordial Glyph. That card was insanely strong and placed in a good majority of mage decks. It's going to be fascinating to see what other studies they implement. Maybe weapon classes get one for weapons. Maybe there's a demon one for Warlock or Demon Hunter. Only time will tell, and it will be cool to see where the team decides to take studies. Currently, there haven't been many cards announced for Scholomance Academy. However, all of the cards and thematics that have been announced have been quite impressive. This whole idea of a magical academy where the students, aka minions, thrive on spells to power themselves up or give utility really seems like a great way to implement powerful minion spell combinations. Not to mention the whole aspect of classes sharing cards coming back really gets everyone excited. Nothing creates ingenuity like the ability to try cards in multiple different ways. Now that we are in reveal season, we're going to be constantly dazzled and impressed by each and every new card that comes down the line. What cards do you predict, or what cards would you like to see from the latest Hearthstone expansion? Do you think dual class cards are going to be awesome and promote creative deck building? Let us know in the comment section down below, and always make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Tempo Strategy channel, where we'll be covering all of the action and getting you the latest and greatest analysis on all of the new cards revealed for Scholomance Academy. Well, that's all from us. Make sure to get to your next class on time, and we'll catch you next time.